Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Galoh Priatmono. Today I would like to present about my paper that investigate about auxiliary verbs in the short story The Wine Press. Background of the study. The Wine Press is written by Joseph S. Berger, consists of 1,500 words and has an upper intermediate level. So this short story matches my reading level at that time, and because the content of the story is not really hard to read and comprehend, because it's just story about love and struggle, I choose to analyze the auxiliary verbs in this short story. So you can find this short story at englishclub.com. As said before, this paper aims to analyze the usage of the auxiliary verbs in the story. Review of literature. Auxiliary verbs serve grammatical function. For this reason, they are said to belong to the functional category of words. The main auxiliary verbs in English are to, be, and have. The others, which serve to mark aspect, mood, and voice, include, amongst other, can, may, might, must, ought to, should, will, and would. Anderson and Hein believe that auxiliaries is an element that in combination with a lexical verb forms a monoclausal verb phrase with some degree of lexical semantic bleaching that perform some more or less definable grammatical function. So the method I use in analyzing the auxiliary verbs in this short story is by first observing the story text. It means that I read the text carefully and truly, and then marking the auxiliary verbs I found in order to collecting the data. Finally, I analyze the auxiliaries used in the text using the theory by Sharif, Heine, and Anderson. I found 52 auxiliaries in the 1,500 words contained in the wine press. So these 52 auxiliaries are divided into 5 types of auxiliaries in English, namely modals, perfect, progressive be, passive be, and the last is final, and the last is the dummy do. Our first discussion is about the first type, modals. Modal verb changes the other verb's meaning to something different from a simple fact. Modals may express permission, ability, prediction, possibility, or necessity. The first data I found about modal is he will add with love. The auxiliary would or will in the past participle shows his habit of laughing after he has done something. The second data is, but how? How can anyone be sure? Auxiliary can shows anyone's ability to understand something, which the speaker used in interrogative sentences. The third data is, you could not blame him. The modal could serve to indicate a prohibition. More specifically, the prohibition against blaming the character or him in the context of the story. The second type is have, that used in perfect tense. Have is used to indicate that a past action still has relevance, and that mixture of tense and aspect is called the present perfect. The first data about this type is in sentence 4. He had never cared for her. In sentence 4, which use had, the verb that follows it changes to the past tense. It is marked with the ending ed for verb care. The second data in sentence 5 is the grape pickers had left. Meanwhile, in sentence 5, the verb leave changes to its irregular form left. In both sentences, the event mentioned has occurred when the time of speech occurred. The third type is progressive B. B indicates that the action is always in progress. The sentence constructed in this form has an ing ending through affix hook. The first data for the third type is in sentence 6. De Cruz paused to check that his guests were being served. In sentence 6, where indicate an action that has occurred. In this context is the Cruz wondering and then check his guests whether they are being served or not. In the second data for this third type is in sentence 7. At 17, she was ravishing. For clarity, in sentence 7, the verb followed by the auxiliary describe the process of her developing or is in the process of being beautiful. Passive B is the fourth type in the auxiliaries. The verb immediately following this B has a past participle ending, in this case am. Because of the affix hopping from the auxiliary to the next verb, I rarely find this form of auxiliaries in the story, maybe only three or two. So I only analyze one in this discussion. It is data 8. Pierre, that was the name he gave. The wine grower had been sent by his father to spend some time with his uncle in Madagascar. To do the auxiliary had, the form of sense changes to the past tense, as well as be, which changes to been after following had. The last type is damidu. In the damidu, because lexical verbs such as know and think cannot be used in questions and negative sentences in modern English, dummy like do is used. Data 9. Don't be absurd, go to bed. Do in the negative form is used to emphasize ideas or prohibition to do strange things. So the speaker is warning warning his audience to not do strange things and go to bed instead. So I conclude that there are 52 auxiliaries found in the wine press, and modal verbs are the most frequently used in the story. Meanwhile, passive B rarely appear in the text. Thank you very much. That was my presentation about my paper in auxiliaries analysis in the wine press. Thank you very much for your attention.